2024 has not been good, especially for my content creation, especially for YouTube. It's been, I wouldn't say it's been my least productive year for YouTube, but for Twitch, I've been basically non existent. And this is basically my video coming forward and telling you all why. And a lot of it falls on my shoulders, but a lot of it falls on the shoulders of a situation I've been in for a long time that I've found ridiculously uncomfortable and has caused me to buckle out from under the pressure and the weight that have been put on me by other people. Consider this my official disclaimer that I don't have any ill blood towards anyone involved, or it's gonna be over soon, so it is what it is, but consider the following. I'm a 21-year-old man who's not had a job for almost a year, despite the fact I've been looking and I've had countless job opportunities at this point, but it never seems to work. But before that, I hadn't. And before I stopped doing Twitch, I hadn't. And I live in a house with very thin walls, and it just doesn't work well. A 21-year-old man doing content creation inside of their family home, especially when there's another 2-year-old in the house, but she would sleep through a storm. People weren't happy with it. People weren't happy with it in my household, and I had to quit because the paranoia and the anxiety of upsetting people was too much for me to carry on. It was bad. To the point where when I would wake up the next day, I wouldn't want to go downstairs because I was genuinely under the impression that I had disturbed someone every night, and I would know about it when I had. So as far as that goes, it's just one of those unfortunate things where there is a socially acceptable deadline for me to go live and not go live, but those times were so few and far between that I couldn't actually make a solid schedule, and if I just went and did whatever I wanted to when I wanted to, it caused problems in the household, and I quit. And despite how many times I said I quit, it didn't seem to clock to them, and it seemed to make them a lot less happy and me a lot less happy. Like, it pleased them, but it didn't do as much compared to how much it displeased me. It's actually been hell having to quit, and I haven't enjoyed a second of it. I had also been dealing with long-standing issues with my image in content creation. You have to understand that when I started streaming, Tommy Innit started streaming. We actually coincide very heavily. We both did Minecraft, and we both started during the COVID thing. Like, we both got a big boom there. Obviously, Tommy and It's was huge, and mine was like having 40 people in the stream max. But that was huge for me. And after COVID stopped, I wasn't seeing those numbers anymore, and I refused to believe that it was COVID that was the reason that my numbers were high. So I just basically picked myself apart, thread by thread, vein by vein, tooth by bone, slowly until there was nothing left of my personality that I enjoyed seeing on screen. And once I had finally taken myself apart to see what was wrong inside of me, I had no idea how to put myself back together. So I lost a core part of my DNA that I liked to take to stream, and my streams started to feel shit. So, on top of my core identity crisis that everybody kind of gets in their 20s, on top of content creation, which was a huge responsibility to me, as well as household issues, them not really fucking with what I do or how I sound in the house, I quit, and I wanted to come back much, much sooner. Small pause in the content to just thank everybody that stayed. And to everybody who stayed in the Discord and who still watches my YouTube videos, thank you. I do appreciate it. It just kind of proves that I am not as dead as I think I am to the world. You all still remember me, and I all still very much remember you guys. Which kind of softens and invalidates this next point. I kind of stopped enjoying Twitch. And it was a mixture of things. It was the fact that, yeah, my numbers weren't doing as well, and I had to worry about doing my night shifts as well, so that was when it started to really lose its passion for me. You cannot understate how hard it is to get excited for a bunch of people when you're not excited, just to entertain people for 2 hours, and then use 30 minutes to get ready to go work a manual 11-hour shift overnight, and then come back, drink yourself to bed, and I mean drink myself to bed. We're talking half a bottle of Jack Daniels just to feel alright, and enough nicotine abuse to kill a toddler, and then do it all over again. If you guys think that quitting was something that I just did because I don't have the passion nor fucks anymore, that was the shit I was doing just to get myself on screen for you, as unhealthy as it was. So believe me, this was never a choice. And then once I was finally able to quit that job, which I was doing for 7 months, which doesn't sound a lot on paper, and to be fair, I enjoyed parts of it, but this is a retrospective on my content journey of 2024, not the rest. We can talk about that another day. I enjoyed bits of it, but once I was finally able to quit, my legs gave out. It's such a horrible feeling to want to run and keep going with everything that you've built up and just not being able to. It was burnout, chat. Burnout. And I'm still burnt out now. It's been basically a year of just feeling like I can't accomplish anything. And this year has literally felt like a week to me. I'm now just waking up over the shock of Christmas and like the new year coming over to realise I've done literally fucking nothing this year. And I never want this to happen again. Ever. Ever. This is my last irresponsible year as a 21-year-old. It's real big boy hours now. So how am I going to accomplish that? Well, I'm moving house. I'm moving house to one of the worst area codes for internet in the entirety of my city. I didn't choose that. I'm moving in with my partner, Ultraviolet, who I've had a steady relationship with for a long time, and I love them dearly. And hopefully, I should have the free time, and enough guilt-free time, because I will be busy there, to stream again, and to make content. And on that note, I'm going to make a separate video about this. I'm looking for editors. You will be paid awfully. I do not have the money to pay you well, but hear me out. I am very, very close to making my revenue mark on YouTube. I don't know how much you think it is, but I am about that close to getting verified. All I need is a few extra hands to get some YouTube videos out faster to impress Mr. YouTube, and all of my YouTube revenue, whether it be £1 or 350, will be split among the editors that come forward until I feel like you've been paid adequately, and I pay very generously for everything I do. So, if you're feeling like maybe just enhancing your editing skills and you want to help this channel grow, as well as being paid handsomely at the end, if everything goes well, and if the YouTube thing doesn't plan out, you will be paid in installments, but don't expect it fast. You'll be paid enough. I don't like not paying people. It's one of my big pet peeves, making a mess I can't clean up, and then having somebody else do it for me makes my skin crawl. It's the same kind of thing with the pay. You'll be looked after. So if you want to come edit for the channel, please do hit me up on my Instagram. That will be on screen now. And, yeah. Hopefully we can speak business soon. So to quickly revise, because as you can probably tell, I don't have a script and I'm a bit everywhere. My old stacking job that was doing night shifts, I was just kind of like I was abusing substances to actually stream at the same time. All legal substances, if that ruins your ideology of me, all legal ones. When I finally quit and was able to actually, provide myself some breakage, some relaxation, content was the hardest it's ever been to do for me. And I ended up falling off a little bit, quite heavily actually. And then on top of falling off, my family were pressuring me into stopping because they didn't like the noise pollution. So that's why I stopped. And family, shitting on me for this job, because they're not interested. They don't care. They never have. They just don't. They don't. They saw me get my first paycheck and they were like, ooh, that's kind of cool, because it was 350 quid, my first Twitch payment. And that was when I was popular. But after that, they weren't too interested because it slowed down. It didn't look like a real job. So, of course, I understand them not really caring about it as if it was a real job. Despite all the hours and the care and the love that I've put into it, I understand. I actually totally get it. But, that's not a new thing, them saying, shut up, basically. So I did shut up. And I'm glad I did, actually, because the thing is, I was loud, I was streaming at the wrong times, mostly due to how backwards Palink put me around, doing, working at night. So yeah, I did. And I didn't have the fight left in me after working that job to start again. So I was gone. But in the back of my head, the reason I quit so easily as well was because I was so unhappy with how I was on Twitch. As I mentioned before, I wasn't happy with what I was producing, that I thought it would be a good opportunity to stop streaming in order to reinvent myself off camera, which is what I've been doing. I've been researching, I've been doing comedy studies, I've been more or less just giving myself time to breathe as a person so I can create as a personality. And I'm ready. In fact, dear watcher, I'm going live right now. For the first time in about 4.5 months. That's just a guess. I actually have no clue. I actually have no clue how long I've been gone. So, I'm coming back. I'm going back for my first stream today. As you are seeing this live on YouTube right now, if you've watched within the first hour, I'm probably live right now. So hey, go check me out. It's the same name on Twitch as it is on YouTube, and I'll put it in the description. Yeah, things are going to look up this year, or this year coming, but 2024 has been the worst year of my life. I think, actually, yeah. I've been convincing myself I've not been depressed the whole time. And I haven't really, but it's been something different. It's been like a unique blend of dead inside. Not depressed, because depressed is truly wanting to end your own life and not being too sure or caring about, if you do live or not. I've been depressed for a long time. I know what that feels like, and this wasn't it. This was like, I want desperately to succeed and to it elevate my process as a creative, but I have no way of doing it. And it felt more like prison in my own head. I was still mentally sound, but nothing really felt good anymore, or hurt either. Just emotional greyness. And I don't expect that to get better anytime soon, but I'll keep you updated. But I'm back, and I'm ready to try again. So in case I don't see you, have a good day, have a good morning, and a good night. See you soon, chat.